Hey everyone, I just wanted to film a video about my thoughts while building Lego Fallingwater. It's actually quite the satisfying piece, different than the other architecture sets that I've built. It's on a smaller scale compared to, I believe it's pronounced Roby House by Frank Lloyd Wright. But I just wanted to share my thoughts about Fallingwater. Now, let me just say I'm not a connoisseur or anything more than the most basic amateur when it comes to architecture, art, and even Legos. And I'm gonna do my best to just explain what's going through my head while I build this. So at first I was a little disappointed that the base here that I'm tapping with my thumb is already built and it's a bit flexible. Whoops, crazy angle. You know, I liked on the other architecture sets like Imperial Hotel, Trevi Fountain and such that you get to build the base from scratch. And I'm just coming off finishing Roby House, so I was a bit disappointed that this is on a much smaller scale. But I'm really loving the intricacies of Fallingwater, and thus far I'll say it is extremely satisfying. I'm about 20 steps in, according to the instruction booklet. So, the overall sense I'm getting from Roby House right now is just how jagged the real... I keep saying Roby House. Is just how jagged the real, what do you call it? The real Fallingwater is. Turn down my music. So I'm getting a real sense of just how jagged real Fallingwater is. Look here, you got the rock edges. Even along here, rock edges. And this is what I love doing with this particular set, is getting an aerial view of it. Now look at the depth of the different pieces. Like over here, for example, different layers, overall contributing to a sense of jaggedness that must be the real Fallingwater. I take it there must be caverns at the real one, because they're all over the Lego version. Right, you can, my finger goes in deep here. Over here my finger could go in if it were skinnier. But you get the sense that there's a lot of hollowness under this quite sturdy piece. So that's it. I'm about 20 steps in, and I'll be back with some more thoughts later on. There is one more thing I want to add, and that's about placing the Fallingwater name so early in the building process. Like I said, I just came off Roby House, and the final movement that we had to do in the instruction booklet was to add the Roby House sign, and that completed everything. That was the finishing touch. But here, it's not the finishing touch, it's just another instruction to follow. And I think Frank Lloyd Wright, in one of the quotes in the Lego booklet that came with the set, is saying that the building was supposed to be one with nature, right? So this Fallingwater piece is just one with the building. It's not a finishing touch, it's just another addition that just makes the whole entire unit feel satisfying, as opposed to waiting until that very last piece, that very last finishing touch that you could put on which is how I felt with Roby House. It's like, But here, no one piece is more important than the other, even if it's the namesake. Hey guys, I am on step 27 of Fallingwater. You can see I added some grass right here. I gotta say, that is a very nice shade of green they chose. It's a dark green, a forest green. Looks like I added 2 tree stumps as well. Again, look at the depth right here. The inconsistencies. Like right here and here and here. But the main idea right now is that I'm on step 27 and I'm about to close this cavern right here. I just want to show you how deep it is exactly. You go to the outside. That's how deep it is. Like, for scale, it's my thumb, right? And that's my hand. My thumb, it goes up to that first joint. So, I just gotta say, having these empty spots just adds a whole nother level to this Lego build. There's so many empty spaces in the foundation that it really just reminds me of how do I put this? I would say the real Fallingwater and the caverns, the deep rock caverns that it has. So let's close this baby up. So we're back with Fallingwater. You see it's got a great looking outline right here. That's fantastic. I'm gonna take a quick snapshot. Really good looking. Here it is from the top. My favorite view of Fallingwater Lego. And you'll see that I finished the landscape. Hopefully you can see it. It's got layers of green. Fix that. And I added some trees. I gotta say, these trees are so goofy looking and just fun. I actually had a lot of fun putting these trees together and just plopping them on the tree stumps. So what I began to work on is, it looks like the building portion. This is what I have so far. Apparently this thing will get massive. When I first looked at the diagram, it looked like a giant spaceship out of Star Wars. But to me, it looks like this will fit right here. Somewhere like that, maybe. Or up here, who knows. We'll figure it out. Okay guys, I just completed Fallingwater. And I gotta say, I absolutely love it. It's a true joy to be working on this. This will be my final piece in this YouTube video. And I just want to get this thing at all angles because there's just so many angles that one can appreciate this from. I love that they included the trees. And there's a lot of just small details that you really appreciate when the Fallingwater finished model is in your hands. So I want to try to get a look at some of these intricacies here while I have the Braveheart soundtrack playing in the background. You have all these little spaces here. little balconies right here. Cast some nice shadows. And this, let me try to get my finger in this roof to the balcony here. Looks like there's another balcony right here with another lattice roof right here. More balcony up here. Up here. Tiny little space over there. And I just hope you guys pick this up and really appreciate it in person. What I will say is now I believe it is discontinued. I really wanted to buy this thing for a really long time, but I put it off. And when I just happened to check on it to see how it's going, I saw that it was, well, expired or not available anymore. Retired is the word I'm looking for. So I had to pay a pretty huge price. If I had bought it just a few weeks earlier, I would have been okay. But now you're probably going to have to find it on Craigslist or eBay or Amazon, where the prices are pretty jacked up. But that's beside the point right now. Let's focus on the finished model. What's special about this is that it can be broken apart. It can be broken apart a lot. So I guess I'll start from the top. Here is the building, of course. And the roof comes off. Poop. Oh, and that comes off too. And this comes off too. So here's the base structure. Fallingwater, how beautiful. Let's get an aerial view of it. Very cool. And let's try to put this back together. There's 4 pieces. There's that. And then this. And then this would go on top, like that. And then the roof would go on top, like that. And then the whole piece would fit, just like that. And that would fit nicely right here. And that, guys, is finished Fallingwater. Very cool. And I hope to check out the live version this year.